Okay, guys, welcome to episode 3. I'm here with Agrippa Maxentius. Welcome, Agrippa.
Hello.
And we're just about to do my turn. We're sort of now, the forces are coming together. We've got initial skirmishes or initial firing of different crossbows and bowmen. Just watch your turn. Sort of a summary.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And I think we were just mentioning that we're really getting to that point where the battle is about to begin. Truly, swords are about to clash for sure. And we can kind of see it here. Just kind of, I'm advancing. Our knights are practically meters away from each other. And it's really just coming down to who's going to make that first move.
Yep, so you got the first disruption of the game.
First blood.
Against my horse archers.
And I think we can both agree they deserved it, because those horse archers are bastards. They really are.
Neither of us like them.
Nobody does.
Most unloved forces.
Yeah, absolutely.
From our perspective, anyway.
I mean, they're not terrible like the raw spearmen, but they're just really annoying, basically.
Now, I definitely want to be either... I'm now behind you with these.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that situation one bit.
And I actually have a full hit with that, or I have a hit in through here as well, only 0 to 4. But I've also got this one that can then come through and cause dramas from this perspective as well. Now, if I do that, these units can then move into. I'll just press the grid on again. So 1, 2. They can actually come in and put pressure on these, but. Let's just get these sort of moving around a little bit. So the knights are also getting ready now to attack. We've now got a line of knights. They're slow. Oops, they're slow moving. I don't want to do that. I just want to rotate this one around. So I've now got like a line of knights ready to charge in.
Yeah, that's
looking rough. Go in there, which will sort of then block you off. I almost don't mind if they come further forward, to be honest. So I think what I'll do is I will move this one up, even though it does allow these raw... Actually, they're only raw spearmen. Look, in that case, absolutely, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I think you have to.
And because these are struggling so much, as far as they're going to be struggling a lot with whatever we do here. I'm going to move these around. I shouldn't have moved them. I should have just kept them back where they were. Actually, they would have done more damage. That's going to put them. What I've now done is I've stopped these guys from moving forward. So it's only your raw spearmen that would have to move forward, and then that becomes a drama for you basically.
Yeah.
Now, if I try to shoot these, I don't really get the option to. And I don't want to go any further forward than just the first one here. Oh,
nice shot. It didn't cause a disruption, but it was quite nice. 10.
They will... Like, I've got brigands through there. Where's my other crossbowmen? They're all in there. Now, if I attack those, you can see there, it really is a 50-50 with whatever happens in those ones. Eventually, I'm better than them, but not really by too much.
In the initial charge, you wouldn't do so well, but in the follow-up battle, you would certainly outmatch me there.
Yeah. Now, this one here, what I want to do is I want to actually put more pressure. If you attack, it becomes tricky. They don't get to really move much. It's open ground in the middle there, so I've got to be careful of that. And these old irregular foot. So they don't get to move anywhere, so all I can do is really just fire at these again.
See, now I'm almost tempted to move against the irregular foot and the brigands with the spearmen now. But you're on the rough ground, so you get the bonus, don't you? In other words, you being on the rough ground gets the bonus from me attacking you.
Only if you attack with your knights.
Okay.
The knights will actually have a really hard time. Don't know if we can see it. No, I don't think we can see it there. There is a... well, you can have a look and see how you'd go, but then you end up on the rough ground with me having other forces that can then move in wherever they need to move in. Like this one here, for example, I probably will actually turn that one just so it's actually facing away.
Yeah.
These knights need to now come charging around. And so this second line is going to be here to look for opportunity. That one can't maneuver. Now I can move this one around. I'm just going to move this one out of the way because it's going to fire much more. Like it's still got 4 turns of ammunition, so I want that one to just sort of stay off to the side. Now I've got these as well, which I was thinking of moving out, which I think I will try to get them out of there. I've got just a little gap just to bring them back out, but this maybe not be the best move. Actually, I don't really need to rotate them at all. Where should I move them? I think I'll move them back up this way. Can't forget about these guys.
Yeah, it's going to take forever to get them out. I mean, they're absolutely valuable. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah, if they can get into the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're done. We've got that group. I've got a few in here that I'm not actually going to be moving at all. They're just going to stay where they are. That one's fine. Yep, so they're all good. Okay, so that will be my turn done.
All right, let's get into some fighting. I'm gonna have to take some attacks here. I think my nature in these games, in any case, is to be overly aggressive. Sometimes that works; it often doesn't. But
you got to be careful that you don't end up with flanking.
Yeah, like but I kind of don't see myself avoiding your flank anyway. So I'm almost thinking like I could try to stop it, but I could also try to rush through and crush you in the center before you even make it over there. Although it really depends. Yeah, I'm hating that cavalry, and I think that is going to break my cavalry pretty quickly. Not to mention I've got a general there. Now, if I could have gotten that Teutonic Knight up there, I think I still would have been outmatched, but I could have held on quite a while longer.
It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Through there. Actually, your knight and my knight are still about equal distance away.
They are, yeah.
It's funny, we both turned off our music, but it's really loud again.
Yeah. I have it on like, I think 1% or 2%.
Yeah, I'm the same. Not sure why it's doing that.
That could be, and keep in mind, guys, we are still in early access. That could be a little bug there. With the yeah, I think it is.
I think once we get into the actual game itself, oh no, it's still loud.
Now, if I charge here, you guys can see that my impact would be pretty much awful. My chances of winning and losing are more or less the same. The chance of drawing is much higher, and in the next fight, he would absolutely crush me. But what I am thinking of doing, and I hate charging uphill, but look at that. That's looking quite nice. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to try to weaken that brigand unit as much as I can.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I'm just going to go ahead and... Ooh, a little morale check there. And
yeah, we lost
one guy down, and I'm going to have to go for it. So here we go with the dismounted knights and sergeants. All right. All right. Could have gone better, could have gone worse. We're getting stuck in now, boys. Now there's no turning back. The question is, I don't want to move in here. You could go right through, but you could also probably attack. Now, if I turn this way, I've got the zone of control, right? In other words, if I turn...
To a degree, I can, if you do that one, I don't think I can attack your unit. I think you're right.
I think so. So I'm going to kind of do this.
Yeah.
And these are the parts of the game where I think Das is going to be way more experienced than me, because these sort of intricacies I still am unsure of. Because
it's all going to come down to if you push me back.
Yeah.
Like if you push me back, my forces will then be able to attack.
What's your boys there? The mounted crossbowmen. Oh, I don't like them. I almost feel like charging the mounted crossbowmen just to get a little farther up here, but I think that's going to be a mistake. I'll just turn over here. Push up. And I really want to keep harassing your nomad light horse archers, but I'm just going to keep pushing up. I really, desperately want to turn and fire and see if I can get a break, but no, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Oh!
Oh, there we go again.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. I was thinking about that for a second. I was like, do I want to fire at the beautiful general here or directly fire right at them?
Yeah, that was interesting.
And now the question is, can I actually I can't get this archer up to fire this turn, or this crossbow to fire this turn. So I'll do this.
You won't disrupt any more this turn, but that's a good result.
Definitely not, but I agree. I think that's the best result I could have asked for on that side of the battlefield. So once again, guys, the impact here would be actually quite poor for me, but if I stuck it in the battle, and if he doesn't force my men back, I'd actually be doing quite well. So it's
before you do it. That's my
I
lot.
might not, but go ahead. Yeah, so that's just light crossbowmen. So I guess they could break and run quite easily.
Yeah, they'll just run.
But again, if I could catch one of your units out here like that, and this would go very poorly. I think I have to hold. Here's what I can do. I can turn. Those break-ins are really nice, man. Really, they're in the rough. Bad. Yeah, they're in the rough, but they're medium foot, and I just always assume that they would be like light foot. I mean, they're cutthroats, so they have to be good at killing, I suppose. You know, that's their business. So I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I think all I can do really here is turn and really try to get this guy here as quickly as I can. This is where I'm the most concerned. There's just not much I can do. I know I won't catch them. But curiosity killed the cat. Let's go. Let's go chase him. Let's go chase him. Might as well kind of... Ugh. I don't even like moving these guys. Just get them into the forest where they can't be seen. All right, I think that I'll call it...
We're sharing screens.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I mean is, I don't mean can't be seen from a strategic point of view. I mean can't be seen because they're such garbage units. If there was a way to hide them from the map, it would be, preferable. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. Yep. All right. Let's end the turn. Just want to make sure I haven't forgotten. And I can always, and you know what, Das did this before. It's just press tab, kind of see if I have any units that haven't moved that I want to move. And again, there's just no point attacking because he'll fall back quite quickly there, drawing these guys in. So I'm going to hold for now. Yep, let's end that turn.
Okay.
By the way, for anybody watching, we're recording this all in one shot, so you have to admire the dedication here. Because how long have we been playing now? Maybe 2 hours. Let's see here.
Yeah,
When did we
yeah, it
start? It's
has,
something
yeah.
like 2 hours about. Pop back out to your screen, Dust.
So you see my screen okay?
Yep. Let's see what he does here, boys and girls. I'm hoping that I have the upper hand here, but that cavalry, I mean, it really depends also with his cab. If you can break through with those guys quickly, I stand no chance. Oh, I love that. How did you get that, Dust? That screen that gives like specific information there?
Yeah, this is the summary. You can turn this on in your settings.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this tells you exactly what actually happened, what the casualties, the overall impact. Like it's sort of like there's what is it, like a combat log.
Oh yeah.
And so I have that one turned on. It can go in different levels. This game actually has got higher levels than Field of Glory 2 as well. So it's really quite nice the way it does present.
Well, and another thing that's mentioned there, the casualty count, I think that's something that people are often concerned at when they see this game and aren't too familiar with like a niche title, that you're not going to get those casualties. But you can look, I mean, each individual unit has a certain number of men in it, and I just think that's a really cool touch. You know, for me in a strategy game, I need to be able to see the amount of men killed, etc. The amount of men wounded would be an extra bonus, but I just kind of need that. You know, it's very important to me. Like for instance,
you do have it as well. Like if you go across, actually, maybe we just spend a bit of time just going through a few of the little things that you can do in the game. The game is based on the tabletop game, and this is actually something I started trying to read a bit about it because it's really quite interesting. So each of the bases they're called bases in the tabletop game. Each unit represents 60 men on average. But when you hover over, you can sort of see, like if I hover over this one, for example, this one has got down the bottom there the armored spearmen, defensive spearmen. We've got a strength of 238 out of a possible 244 from when they started. So it sort of randomizes a little bit about the sorts of units that you have, but essentially they're about 60 men per group. Now, you've gone in with your dismounted knights and sergeants. I've got a group of them in through there, but as you say, you've actually got another group of them running right through there. And my spearmen aren't the same class as what yours are. I have to do this combat at some point, and I'm going to be losing it. Eventually, I'm going to be pushed back. Now, if you push me back to here, this is where you've stopped me from moving up to attack it. But what will happen is I will, like if you do push me back, I will then have a flanking shot against this group.
Oh, that's right.
So that's the only way I've really got of getting past all this. Even with these raw spearmen, I have to almost sort of hope that they end up with a position where I can get a flanking shot against your guys. They're no good at all front on. Even 2-to-1s or anything like that isn't going to do them any good. This one through here, I've got a loss there as well.
Yeah.
And so I don't have any flanking shots there either. What I can do though is I can actually I can move these ones back. What I think I'll do is I'm going to move them in behind your forces, because now that they're both attacking, there's a little gap between them where this guy can now get through.
Yeah. And certainly pose a threat later.
You won't need to now. Like it's
That was nice.
Now what I want to do here is I do want these to come forward. Now I'm putting these out in the open, even though this is on open terrain against your spearmen. I'm still going to give it a bit of a go to sort of see what I can do here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm shocked it hasn't yet caused a disruption on my sphere line. You might... There we go. Finally, we got a little morale check there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might get them to disrupt.
I'm going to focus on this one just for now, because I can get all of these crossbowmen up against it. Now, what I'm concerned about is that the group that's in here is going to be not really able to help out much when everything sort of starts to get going. I've got this one in through this side, but I'm just going to keep everything sort of back where they are. If you attack me in through here, you're going to have to sort of then commit others to actual rough terrain. So even though we're probably not going to do all that well against your spearmen, I still think I'm going to have a bit of an advantage if you do happen to win that fight. So I'm just going to keep that one where that is.
Oh yeah, they're the poor knights are just getting smashed. Yeah, that's 9. And particularly for a
So
knight unit, 9 is quite high.
I'm going to come in behind them. I can actually charge them.
Yep.
With these guys. Now we lose the first one, and that yours may actually try to get away. I'm going to try to use these guys in behind them. I don't know if I should go this one here. I probably actually I get a good.
You do quite well against him, yeah.
So I'm going to try to stop this one from getting away, but I'm going to put more pressure on this one over here. Yeah, it may still
nice
get
attack.
around me.
Very nice.
So we've done damage. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get a flanking shot next turn. So I'm just going to bring this around. It's going to take me a couple of turns before I can do anything there. This one here, I lose the first one, but then it's sort of even after that. And I think I'm just going to keep it where it is. So rather than attack, I'm just going to keep the pressure on.
At least, yeah.
So at the moment, you can
the
attack.
Zone at the very least.
So if I go and if you attack from there, actually these are now. That's actually where I want to be with this. I think what I'm going to do is I still need to bring these over, just to counter that one. I'll bring that one up, but not actually attack. So I'm just going to lock that one in. That way I should ultimately get the advantage against this one here.
Yeah, I think so.
The rest of these. Yeah, I only get small damage done there. I'll take it.
I knew this were going to trouble me later on. At least it's just one. Yeah, that's really not much.
No, it's not going to do much damage, but I might get lucky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring these around. I'm now worried about what's going to happen up here. I'm concerned that you're going to get, you're going to push this one away. And when that happens, I've got to do this shot. I've got to do this anyway.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so this one, that setting is, where is that? If I just go to settings, it's the detailed close combat reports.
Oh, very cool.
It's that one there. Okay, well, anyway, we've been able to sort of hold off. So in one sense, I'd like to be pushed back. If we had been pushed back, I then would have been able to get the flanking shot with this guy. But then you would have then got a flanking shot this way unless I started to move up. So it gets really starts to get very, very complex.
Yeah.
I'm certainly going to keep that facing forward just to sort of try to keep things manageable, I guess, back and through that side. They still can't attack this way just yet. Now, this is actual full-on defensive spearmen. They're not really up against it with these. Yeah, no, you're going to get an advantage in through this side at some stage.
I was just going to say I might continue to be aggressive and push in with the spearmen.
Yeah, I think that would be viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the one I'm just tabbing through. There's nothing much back in there.
It seems to me you have to win that fight on the right. You could also probably win a fight in the center, but you've got to crush my cav, and then you could easily take out the rest of the spearmen on the hill. I don't think they would stand up against your knights at all. It would just kind of
this for me, this has to all collapse in a heap, and then I'll be right. But in the meantime, you've got to then break your way through here.
Yeah, it's funny because initially, like when we started the battle, I think it was part of what we had recorded. In case you guys didn't see it, we were kind of guessing this is what would happen. So sort of, I would break that right side, that flat area, and Das would be able to dominate on the right with the cavalry. So we kind of more or less guessed the outcome, I think, so far. You know?
Yeah.
Let's exit the full screen here. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll flick across to yours in a second. I figured it out. If I go back to the game, I can then sort of just turn off. The music comes even though I've got it turned off. It comes loud on my screen, actually. It's not yours. So if you refresh, there we go.
Yeah, sometimes I have to jump into my games for that to show up. Which, again, not a big deal. It's the least of the worries in early access. All right. A little replay for anyone who missed it here of the kind of what went on there. And you do have quite a few units kind of behind my lines. Thankfully, they seem to mostly be missile and archer units, but they can still pose a pretty serious threat. Some of those are capable. I know, like, the crossbowmen of charges. And I think a flank charge against most of my infantry would still do quite a lot of damage.
Not with those. No, not with the lights. No.
What about with the armored ones that that I had initially? Like these guys, the standard crossbowmen.
Oh yeah, no, they're full-on units, so they can get a flanking shot. But my light crossbowmen can't do that.
So I don't have to worry too much about them, at least. All right, let's see here. So definitely want to see if I can cause a break. But first of all, yeah. Now, I could actually hit his knights here, good old hair lip, but I'm not going to do that because he's actually very good, and we'd be crushed.
Yeah. It's going to come... You've got to be careful what you do here. If you overcommit...
Like, I think I kind of have to... I'm going to divert my attention to your guys, but as for a full-on push, I mean, a full-on push here might work, but then you could also get a flank attack. You can see why this game can be it's quite a complex game when it comes down to you know, just the little details.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially when you're playing like this sort of game with me and Das just talking, it's a lot easier to overthink things, you know. Obviously when you're just playing a regular multiplayer game, you'll just kind of commit, but here we're kind of thinking it through, and
I enjoy this more than
it's
the isolation.
Yeah. Oh, especially, well, that's also true with COVID. Just a chance to get to talk to another human being is a treat. Let's see. I'm definitely gonna try to knock those mounted crossbowmen down. We've gotten lucky against them before. Maybe we'll get lucky again. I could also turn and fire on his archers, or his okay.
Oh, there we go.
I could have actually used these stupid raw spearmen. Look at this. Imagine if I could get an attack with these raw spearmen.
Yeah. Because now they're fragmented. They won't run as effectively.
Yeah. But see, had I had the wherewithal to actually keep them there, see, they wouldn't be such a bad force as, like, it's not even a reinforcing force, but like a... Wait, what's the opposite of recon? In other words, like recon, but for behind your lines. You know what I mean? The cooks, they should be the chefs back here, but they can actually do something. Actually do something, so yeah, I don't like that I'm trapped here with the knights and sergeants. That's unfortunate. I hate to do this, and I'm sure you'll probably get away, but I think I'm going to charge.
I think it's a good move.
Yeah, I just don't...
Oh, actually, maybe it's not a good move.
No,
they went too far.
Yeah, they did. So
Having said that, I've now got to be really careful.
Well, here's also why you've got to be really careful.
Yeah, no, that's a good move.
But still, I mean, I don't understand how they even committed to that. That's like 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3.
Rush of blood, that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. And also, it was a diagonal move, so I think that was 4.
Yeah, the knights, if the knights...
What if,
That's a good move.
Yeah,
in one sense, it forces my units to now come out and either protect that commander or... you know, or do other things, which isn't good.
As for the Low Country Spearmen, I'm a little unsure. Like, I almost want to be aggressive and charge these guys, but I'm just unsure. Average, they're protected, they're offensive spearmen, so they are used in offensive situations. I think I'm just going to play it safe, and maybe this is a mistake, but I'm just going to kind of turn towards your guys. And
yeah,
maybe...
Be careful, you know, give my... See, if you don't move up with those units...
I'm going to push him up, but have him... Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange... But sort of trying to protect you from crushing through here. Now,
Yeah, and I think that what it also then does is it protects your other spearmen that have now come back around the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
Like they're attacking the knights that I was trying to get out to do the breakout.
Yeah. Now, I think what I should do, if it goes well, once again, so this is, again, very risky. If I stay in combat, I could actually potentially win the next round, but I might take that risk just because I've already got you here with the dismounted knights and sergeants. I'm definitely going to try to weaken you here.
Yeah.
But as for my spearmen, I mean, these guys are really just quite useless right now. Not much I can do with them, so yeah, I'm just going to hold. And this is where I'm very concerned. Oh, I really want to attack, but I know it's one of those situations, right, where like the initial attack looks great, but then once you get stuck in, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
And especially
those crossmen can still hit you with swords too, so it can actually hit you in the flank.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, see. So these guys can actually attack me. Oh my goodness.
I think they can. I'm pretty sure. I think
so.
I think of the option. If you hover over, they've got swords as well.
I could abandon these knights and try to charge out this way. But again, it's so risky. Okay, this is the best thing I can do.
If you do that, you will get around me, but then you see I've got other knights that can then come back in at different angles. So
exactly, yeah.
It's a tricky one.
It's sort of one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations.
Yeah, and it's just through lack of numbers, which like I'm going to get the advantage on this side, and you'll have the advantage on the other side, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold, especially since, I mean, the Teutons are arriving. So I'm just going to hold. Maybe if I can hold a couple turns, they can be a little useful. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. Let me just once again make sure. Yeah, see, I would have forgotten to move the light crossbowmen. So DasTactic's tab ideas, that's like essential. Yeah. Trying to hurt Ulrich there. And I really like, see, if I was just playing a regular multiplayer game, I would take this risk, but I'm not going to here. I would actually take this risk and attack, because then I'm hitting you.
Do you still have that fight there?
I am. Yeah, we still have to resolve these two fights.
Yeah.
So I'm going to resolve both of them now.
And both of them are in your favor by quite a lot.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was instant fragmentation. Yeah, that was very dangerous. Yeah. That's a pretty rare roll. Now here, not as good for me. I almost would have preferred you to fragment here, because then I definitely would have attacked with the crossbowmen. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't want to turn and fire, because then, well, he's in combat. So you know what? Yeah. Now this also looks kind of promising. An attack here. The win chance is terrible, and the chance of him forcing me back is very likely, but if I can stick it in, I'm just going to play it safe. I'll just fire at these guys. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Yeah. It's going to be Das's turn. Let's do it. End the turn. I'm going to end here for episode 3. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have gotten this far with our back and forth series, we really appreciate it. Again, we put a lot of work into this. We're going nonstop for you guys. So, you know, always hit that like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Also, check both of our Twitch channels out. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely something we like. I'll put the links below in each episode.